Abba Yahweh. In the high Sumayo. Kodesh is your Matashane. Your Bakut to come. Your will be done. And earth, Abba Yahweh. And in the high Sumayo. Give us this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt, Abba Yahweh. And we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. Yours is the Mekut, the power and the honor, Abba Yahweh. Forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of YHWH HaMashiach. You feed us the lesson this day, Abba Yahweh, the lesson of life, Abba Yahweh, to your nation in the Iraq, Abba Yahweh, to stand fast and not to give up, Abba Yahweh, to hold on, Abba Yahweh. It says that we may soon and come back unto you, Abba Yahweh. In the precious mighty name of YHWH HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah. We give Torah unto you, Abba Yahweh, for your faithfulness. For waking us again this morning, another Yom whereby we can come into your bed, Abba Yahweh, that we may receive the lesson from Hashemayim. And that we may also give, Abba Yahweh, praise and Todah unto you. Come on, YisraYah'ale.
Away. SHABBAT Shalom, nation YisraYah'ale. The Shabbaton that he has granted he has the nation to enjoy, to celebrate the greatness of his mighty power. I'm alive, that's enough.
Yes.
I have veins, that's all right. So it's vitally important to understand the riches, this truth. Above all, we understand the measures of his truth.
Yes.
I intended to write or to copy the definitive of the word measure to bring some informative information and knowledge of his truth. It is the word that we pronounce, it is Dawid, D-A-W-N-E-E-D. It is the substance, the fullness of the perfection of this truth.
Yes.
So I didn't even know what I was thinking when I said that I would teach on this Shabbat the measure of Yah's truth.
Hallelujah.
Not because of my curiosity, I like to understand
Yes.
what I read.
Hallelujah.
I don't like to speak of a whim or something that I perceive
Yes.
to be right. And that's the way we are as a nation of people.
Truth.
We talk from a plethora
Yes.
of insane ignorance.
Truth about.
Ignorance.
Yes.
And so the only thing that backs us up, it's one identity. It's our emotionalness. We get very emotional, don't we?
Yes.
I don't care if you get upset.
Hallelujah.
So what? It's nothing to get over. We are a people. We're ignorant. We have not followed the discourse or the way that Yah commanded unto us, his nation, his people. We know everything, but we don't know a damn thing. Everything we know, we put it together unless we got the mind that a mature master for it, that can create a small substance of finance. But it doesn't mean one damn thing.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's how the world has captivated many. You got Bob's Big Daddy's Greasy Spoon shop. He tells you he's an entrepreneur.
Yes.
What's wrong with being just a little small proprietor trying to make a living?
Yes.
So they have dressed up verbiage. Make you think you got something.
True.
You got bills.
Yes. Right.
You're under the authority. It's amazing that people say nobody's over me is going to tell me. Well, you ask Mr. Duke here for Duke Power and tell him when you're going to pay your electric bill, is what he says.
Yes.
You ask Mr. Chesterfield and say, I will not pay $1. He said, no, you're going to pay this amount, $619. And don't forget 18 cents too. You do not go to a job and tell the people what you think is best. No. You're doing what I tell you what is best.
Yes.
You don't go to a job and say, no, I want off Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and maybe Monday, Tuesday. No. He tells you. And not only does one tell you, they command you. You'll be here. That's why they call them landlords. They lord over you. They rule every aspect of your life. You don't tell them what kind of rent you're going to pay. No, they tell you $1,218. And by the way, 15 cents. You pay that. You don't go to Mr. Walmart and tell him, I believe that this is a fair price, $18. You see, I've calculated a fair price is $218 plus 6 cents. You pay it all.
Right.
It's amazing of our ignorance.
True.
That is the thing that has inhibited a people more than anything. That's because we're stupid,
Yes.
ignorant, and we're flat out dumb.
Yeah.
And everything is based upon one thought in our lives. We get too damn emotional. And that's the way we are.
Yeah.
You cannot have the measure of truth without the one that represents the truth.
Yeah.
And what we have concocted in this generation of what we call Christendom, they got Easter, they got Christmas,
Yes.
they got a twisted lie, and they have forgotten and rejected SHABBAT.
Hallelujah.
But you know, Emma, that there were years, at times, 300 or 400 years, they did not keep one feast days. Because they had hired those that were greedy and corrupt. And there is no, and the Zachim, they would take $1 instead of telling them the truth.
Yes.
Yah would have to kill them, raise up a Nobi, raise up a king, a Melach. They didn't keep the Shabbat no more than this generation.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
The Shabbat irritates them.
Yes.
We have held fast to lies.
True.
I'm going to kill you. I want to hear the truth. I
Hallelujah.
want to obey it.
Hallelujah.
To our friends that are listening, our enemies, we have no compunction with you being our enemies. No whatsoever. We are going to do right unto you today.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Darling, you're listening because you're hungry.
Hallelujah.
So we will feed you with the delicacies of Yom, with the bountifulness of the fresh breads.
Hallelujah.
Never get stale. It is HaTorah. It is a Torah. It's the word of Yah.
Yes.
It is the judgment of Yah. So that's the Tomi, or the measure of Yah's truth.
Hallelujah.
There's a garment of a span that it covers, from judgment to kindness, from hatred to love. You know where you began the hatred? You know where you began with that? You must hate. You must hate.
Yes.
You must hate your vile, filthy garment
Yeah.
that is so damn spotted and nasty.
Hallelujah.
You're the nasty one.
Yeah.
Not me. You see, I can say that to me.
Hallelujah.
You're the nasty one. No, you see, I can say that. I am.
Yeah.
We do not continue in that street of that fix.
Yes.
Grow up, nation. We're
Yeah.
immature. We're silly. And we're dumb.
Hallelujah.
Till your mama said that. Your grandpappy too.
Yes.
When men get together, they joke all day long. I don't joke. I tell
Hallelujah.
you the truth.
Hallelujah.
And I don't give a damn how people feel. That is right, seeing that. I
Yes.
don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care who to offend. It begins here.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not. It's short. I want to continue on this teaching. I don't know when I will end this teaching. Zochim will teach next Shabbat. I'm eager to hear what God's placed in his heart. And I like the way he intersects things within the volume of this teaching. And it has been volume that he began.
Hallelujah.
So it makes no difference. I don't base on things on emotions or feelings. I don't care how you feel. I don't. I don't care how my issue feel.
Bless you.
She knows that.
True.
We were talking the other day when we went out. I don't like going out, but I have to do things. It's boring. It's dirty out there.
True.
Yes.
And I said to her daughter, it is one thing that we've been taught. We think that God doesn't remember. But he always calls back to memory. You're not getting by.
Hallelujah.
I will prove it by scripture the next time I teach.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And I said to her daughter, there is nothing more violent that we do to him. It is performed in the natural realm as it is nothing like being adulterous wife unto him. You can forgive that, but you never forget.
Yes.
I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've done in the past. I don't give a damn. I'm saying, and I said to her, there is nothing more vile and more filthy. And I began to weep. Because it was no strength of my own that he has guided me down the path and corrected me all the way along this path. In all of my ignorance as I stand before you today or sit, I will be faithful in all of the applications he commands me.
Yeah.
I say the husbandman may forget and forgive, but he will always be reminded of that. So that's what I was saying. When we do things, sure, you forgive, but you never forget. I don't give a damn. Well, who's an adulteress? Unless you catch someone, I don't give a damn what you heard.
Hallelujah.
True.
You understand?
Right.
I don't care what someone has said. Unless you catch them in that act. Let us be sober and serious.
Yes.
And I say things, it's nothing for your children to be playing around on you.
That's right.
Nothing. You must catch.
Yes.
And he's got our hands in the cookie jar, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I want to reintroduce from last week at the beginning of this teaching, 3 weeks ago. Because I want us to understand the measure of what truth is. And I must recapture what I said last week in different aspects.
Yes.
But the same verse whereby everything is predicated upon.
Hallelujah.
Just listen. I began here in Tehillim, Psalms 119 and verse 116. And this is what Dawid said. Your daba, your word is imat, is truth. From the Reshif, what's it enter into your mind? What is stored in your heart? It is the truth. It is the truth from the Rush, R-O-S-H.
Yes.
The Bereshit. This is the Rush here. This is what the Torah calls the Rush. And where your heart is. And every one of your Sadiq judgments, they endure forever. So why did he capsulate that with judgment? Because it's vital.
Yes.
It's vital. You cannot have truth without judgment.
Hallelujah.
You cannot have the measure of truth unless there is judgment. It is one thing that the enemy, through our Christendom upbringing, it has eradicated that from us. The reason why? Because I know I'm evil and wicked. So I will not judge you. I will not speak in judgment. I will not speak to assist and to help you. And when you find them like that, they're not even cowards.
Yes.
They're not even worthy of a cowards. And many people are like that. Well, I know he did that, but I'll just leave it alone. No, I'll tell you you're a dog. Or we'll tell you you're evil. And it is their own self-righteousness that makes them do that. But who am I to condemn anyone? No, it is God's judgment that condemns the damn dog.
Sure.
And there are those with this composition of their self-righteousness. Judge not to be judged, and they can't even quote that. I know one thing with the same judgment I judge me,
Yes,
I will judge you.
Hallelujah.
And that's a fact. We get pissed off, and we get upset. I don't care.
Hallelujah.
That's a foolish, childish mind. It's a mature mind. It has not maturated.
True.
This is what he says, like his words and his judgment were from the beginning of all things. And there is one by the name of Baruch. I want to read this verse. Just listen. 2 Baruch 14:17. It says the identical thing. It says, when in the beginning the Rush, the Reshit, the world did not exist, neither was it inhabited. There was no one there. No one strolled along the shores of the rivers of the waters. He said, you're the one that devised. And so when someone devised something, it must be something here to come up with the concept. He said, you devised, and because you devised it here, and spoke by the means of your devarim, of your promises, your word.
Yeah.
He only spoke it. He spoke by the power of his word to let us know the dynamics of his truth. You spoke by the power of your word, and at the same time as he spoke, the works of your creation, they stood before you. Created me this renewed mind.
Yeah.
But the only way it's going to be created by the hearing and the speaking. The Torah of Yahweh will become to the measure of Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
We don't love truth.
Uh,
We don't love Torah. We'll spend 10 damn hours in Walmart. And that one would,
yes.
we'll search the damn internet all day. There's no time for him.
Yeah.
You're nothing but a twisted damn hypocrite.
True.
You know who you are?
Shabbat.
If I did that, I'm the same thing.
Hallelujah.
The fact of the matter, So that's the power of his word. It creates the standard. It creates the viability that is established by judgment. And we don't like judgment. Don't want nobody to judge us. Judge me, Yah.
Hallelujah.
I want you to correct me, Musa, counsel me by judgment, not in thine anger, because I don't want him to destroy me. I know this natural thing will lay down his life one day, but I don't want to be destroyed. So I prefer him to judge me, correct me, without ever true that we despise the kind of judgment. Someone raise their voice to a decimal you dislike. It's a majority. I learned one thing in the military. You know why those drills could get up in my face? I'm not going to do that to any man. And they talked and spit all. It's in your face. You stood there at attention because they were Vietnam vets, World War II vets. They were veterans of Vietnam. They had seen the carnage of death. They had smelt the despicable carnage of death and rotting bodies. And they showed us all. That's why when we left them, we cried. Everyone that was tough, we all cried. And those that they talked about your mama and your daddy, we cried. $236 a month. That's all I was making. I made sure I gave that drill. We all did. Every soldier collected that money and gave that to each drill sergeant. And you could see the bond there, and when it was over with them, they knew you got a soldier here. You knew that. We in the milchaya, the military of Yah. So you don't train yourself. He trains us beginning with his words. He made it all, created it all up, and just by him speaking it, it came to pass. We must understand that his dabarim, the words of his command, are pure. This is the thing that your violent, pasty, lying Jesus Christ, you in your Christendom and your Sunday gatherings, they're liars. I don't care if it's your sister's daddy and your daddy. They're evil. They hear any form of truth, they harden their hearts. They don't want to hear it. You got such damn respect for them, you don't even respect Yah. That's evil. I'd rather warn a man that he will turn his back on me. And one day he may think what he said was the truth. What he said was right. He says what Dawid says also, just here. Tehillim, Psalms 119, 151. He says to Yah, you are near, oh Yah. You are close by. All I need is just call your name. You don't have to be in the physical format. He says, and this is what ought to captivate us. And then he used that conjunction. At, all, A-L, F, cool. The measure. 10, the sum. He says, all of your commandments are true. That is empirical evidence. And if one walks outside of that, denounce his name and the SHABBAT, they're evil. You see, you have such respect to that kind, you don't give a damn about Yah. It's the truth. I don't care if you don't love me. I'm not moved because people love me or don't. If people love me, I show them love. The kind now we show them kindness. When one is disingenuous, I segregate myself. don't want to belong to you. He says, Ola is Miss Ruth. His instructions of life. That's what this is.
Yes, hallelujah.
He said all of them. And to say that Jesus is Lord. And you don't have to be reminded of the Shabbat thought you are evil
Yes.
as hell is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're evil. But you respect your daddy more than you respect the commands of your mother. She's going to die. Your daddy too. You will never say anything to mother that will compromise her wickedness, because she doesn't give a damn and she doesn't feed you. She can talk about some of the most violent things in her self-righteous way, and you will never reprove her or him. My mother never did that with me, even in all my ignorance. When I talk, 99.9% of my conversation was in my ignorance of what truth was.
Yes.
You don't give a damn. He says on all of his commandments are truth.
Yeah.
And the wisdom of Shalom writings in the book of wisdom 9 and 9. This is what he says to Yah. He says, and with you, Yah, there is Chokhmah. There's wisdom.
Yes.
You know how? Give us the insight to discern, to understand, to make precise judgment.
True.
See, a man that is ignorant or a daughter that is ignorant, they don't want to judge.
True.
Because they do not want someone to judge their own ignorance. I judge.
Yeah.
Because I judge me tough. I talk to no one the way I talk to you. Nobody. There is no human I will talk to the way I talk to me. And I'll speak out loud at times and she hear me talking to me. I don't render one centilla of a measurement, because it creates arrogance. You become hubris. You're self-pride. Stupid. He says, with you is wisdom. And you know, and who knows your works and was present when you did make the world? Who knows the work of Yah? I wasn't there when he made the world.
Yeah.
I did not assist him, neither did you, with the wisdom of Shalom. And who understanding? Who had the understanding beyond? Who had that discernment? What is pleasing in your sight? We know that his word is pleasing, because his word became flesh, and he pleased him in all things.
Yes.
In your sight. And then this is the most important thing right here. He says, and what all of it is, y'all, I do apologize. And he says, what is your shah? What is straight up? What is real? According. There's a measurement. According to your commandments. That's what's right.
Yeah.
If it's not based and predicated upon that, it's a lie. It's not based upon your feelings and your emotions.
Yeah.
And what is right, you are sharp. What is straight up, what is real, it must meet this measurement.
Yeah.
It must be, but this is the criteria. And if it doesn't meet that, it's a lie. It's corrupt, it's evil, it's sadistic.
Yeah.
No, we don't want to hear that. It's like going to the doctor. He tells you, you got to lose weight, you got to do this, you got to do that. Change your diet. And here we love a cookie more than we love our lives. I don't need a doctor to tell me to lose weight or change my diet. I'm using that as an example. I love me enough. And I know the repercussions of not adhering to sound things that even your mind tells you.
Sure.
It must be iman. It must be according to his commandments.
Hallelujah.
Sunday is not according to his commandments. His name is not Lord of God. It is right. Yoshua says, I came in my Abba's name. Hashem. So you cannot have no wicked faggot Jesus.
Hallelujah.
You cannot have the dog, the pasty looking hippie.
Hallelujah.
Nor can you have the one with dreads and with his effeminate look. He came in the Father's name.
Hallelujah.
He came in his name.
Yes.
Did I tell you to remember the first day? He tells us to Shabbat. To remember that.
Yes.
It must be according to all his commandments.
Hallelujah.
All of them.
Oh. Yes.
That's all.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All of his commandments. And then I brought out one other testimony of Yah. It's in the same Tehillim 119. You all ought to just refresh yourself with Tehillim. I would always read that 119, just the whole chapter. He says in verse 142, he talks about the Sadaqah, the righteousness.
Yes.
The measure of Yah, his fullness. He says unto Yah, your tzedakah is an olam viat. It is forever. Righteousness.
Yes.
It doesn't cease. It doesn't change. It doesn't bend the order. It's straight.
That's right.
This is straight.
Hallelujah.
His word is straight. This is straight. He says with a comma and a conjunction to tie everything in together. And your Torah, your direction of instruction,
Yes.
is the truth.
Yes.
Yoshua came in the power of the Torah. The book was written by him, of him, because he is the Torah, the word of Yah.
Hallelujah.
He's the promises of Yah. He's the word of Yah.
Yes.
And so you have no truth without Torah. Yoshua did not come to disrepresent Torah. This faggot beast they put up as Jesus, there's nothing about him that honors the Torah. They would tell you, quote, Jesus did away with the Shabbat. These are dogs
Yes.
and devils.
Hallelujah.
Nobody told me the boss man said you're going to work Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You're going to work or you're going to find in your employment. I watched over all the years how that when we began to keep the Shabbat, I did not have to write this long dissertation to the employees. I would write letters. And there's not one that not get off of the Shabbat. They didn't have to work. That should have shown all of those that were with us
Yes.
the power of his goodness.
Hallelujah.
I wrote a letter for a deputy sheriff. His wife hated me. It didn't make me no difference. She didn't like me because I didn't speak the way she liked.
Yes.
I wrote his commanders, and may y'all kill me for lying. They gave him from Friday evening before sundown to Shabbat off. He came back with smile. He's from New York. I've been in the military. He heard us on the radio. He came back with a glow in his face. They gave me those days. I said, he'll work any day. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter. He work every day. Just give him that. That he may fulfill his responsibility of his, quote, religious conviction, unquote. You can tell me how to deal with people.
Yes.
I know better than you.
Hallelujah.
That's a fact. They gave him all those things. They gave him all. They don't do that in police work. They don't do that, son. You got to accept them. You want that? You don't want that. make exceptions for you once a week. They did for him. The old Jezebel wife, there's nothing like a Jezebel. She said Jezebel, she said Isabel, she said Yezebel. There's nothing like a dog like that. Even natural people say that. That woman messed her. He was a whole good man. She just messed him up. You never heard that? I ain't old enough.
Yes,
Never heard that. So don't give me your self-righteousness. Cody was a good man. He was nice by that woman. She messed him up. She would talk to him any kind of way in front of anyone. She's not going to do that with me.
Yeah.
No, she's not going to even have a second chance to do that. That's right. That ain't about to happen. That's a fact. So we must deal with his Torah. And this is what Torah is. Man that had the knowledge of Torah like none other in his time. His name was Shaul. We call him Paul. He writes to Galatia. He had been one that was vicious, locking people in prison and seeing death upon them as he did with Saphonia.
Yes.
He was a coward. He stood back. Watched that young man said, for Yeshua I live, this testimony I've been waiting on it, and I will die. And he stood back and watched that young man being stoned to death. But he come to this knowledge out of the same book that he persecuted others about. He says in Galatians 5:14, he says, for all the Torah son. He did not say something. He says for us, every ounce, every measure, every syllable or every verb, all the Torah, it is fulfilled, it is splero, it is accomplished, it is carried out. Judgment is there, counsel, everything is carried out in one word. In one word, in one promise, one word. Even this, you shall love me as yourself. It is what it is. One word. This is a damn hypocritical generation. They don't give a damn. They will pretend they love. They will love a homosexual more than they love God's people. They love an adulterous wicked poet's daughter more than they love the daughters of Zion. Yes. They will embrace a faggot of a son that's weak and effeminate before they embrace the sons of Israel. Yeah. They will love a wicked mammy that's a dog more than they will love the mothers of Zion. They wouldn't even have respect for them. And that's a fact. They'll love a wicked man that's supposed to be a father. It's nothing but a dog. Before they love a true man of YisraYah'ale. It cares for the beard. And that's just the truth. It's fulfilling one word. Love. That love him equal loving me. And you hypocrites and liars say you love, you don't love. Love is a formidable expression. I love to love. I do.
Yeah.
I showed an example before I proceed. Ema gave them something this one. She says only one. So one looks at me and said, Poppy, is it one or two? Because I said two. And one of the mothers on the side said, no. Now they said one. And so I had to cover that. I said, well, since now they said one, you'll get two. Don't worry about it. Just go with the one for now. There's a command construct.
Yes.
You don't go on the highway and do 1,000 miles an hour if you could do it. You better do the speed limit.
Yes.
When those blue lights pull you over, you do what they command you. You don't start to do what I want to.
True.
It's amazing that that's how we speak to the messengers of Yah. Hell, you would speak to your husband that way. Damn, you would say to your wife, you don't tell me what to do. Yet the Melech said to Abraham, listen to her. I'm not talking about a foolish wife.
Hallelujah.
A silly and immature. He said, listen to her. There are plenty of foolish wives. They're immature, they're foolish, and they're stupid. Just like men. They're stupid, they're immature, and they don't know anything. They just go happily together. They never experience love, and that's just a fact. So these are the three components of what truth is. I want to reveal unto us a measure of that. It is the Tomid, or the perfection of that brings about a fruitfulness of one. And the fruits are visible. It's something about a kind face. It's recognizable. It's something about a sweet impression.
Yes.
You can identify with that. I want to read beginning here. I want you to hear me. You don't give a damn anyway. Go back and listen to it. You even hear. Mark it down and you listen. Or go back and listen. This is what the profound utterance, the Shlomo speaks unto a people that was elected. That was brought out from under captivity and bondage. He says this. I want to qualify and quantify everything I read. I'm not like you. You read, you try to amass a plethora of verses, but they have no connection. Everything I preach is connected. I heard one word this morning. It was the word C-H-A-I-N. Change. What's in the scripture? You don't understand what's in the book. And when I began to search the Torah, I realized how ignorant I am. So I want always for y'all to awaken me.
Yeah.
This is what Shlomo says. He says, they that put nokta, that bestow their their trust,
Yes.
their confidence, with great assurance. The only way you can do that, as Shaul said, it is summed up in one word. You got to love your neighbor. Because if you love your neighbor, it's a certain thing that you love him.
Yeah.
If you love your neighbor,
Yes.
it is a certain thing. They that put their trust in Almighty Yahweh, he said, they shall, they shall understand the truth.
Yeah.
Don't let that come. We're a generation that trusts everything but him. We will trust lies or the truth. But they that not done, they give it over. That put their trust in Almighty Yahweh shall understand. They shall be served. They shall know
Yes.
what truth is. And then there's a semicolon in the book of wisdom. He identifies that type. And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him.
Hallelujah.
He identifies a type.
Yes.
Shaul did not speak anything or any difference to that. And they that put their trust in him, they shall understand the truth. Semicolon, there's a colon there that gives us the second part of the sentence. And such as be faithful, committed, real, in love, not this fake hog. I would say the S word.
Yes.
It stinks like you.
Yes.
be faithful in love shall abide in him. You can't be in him without love.
Hallelujah.
You got to love him. When you love him, you love his truth. You love his truth, you love his commandments. When you love his commandments, you love his Torah. Does the Torah teach how to love a neighbor? How to be kind to each other? Doesn't mean I'm not kind and you're not kind because you raise your voice. You get upset? That's so silly. Y'all saying we're doing it every day.
Yes.
It's so immature. And above all, nation of Panim, the Torah said that. It will tell us exactly what's in your heart. If you go in the mirror and look at you, have you ever looked up in the mirror at you and say, I don't like the way I look?
Yes.
Let me change that.
True.
It is the truth.
Hallelujah.
And so when you look at someone else, they will reflect what you look like. And they reveal what your heart is.
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to get out of our lying ways and our falsehood. We must be honest with every man all the time.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I said to this yesterday, he and I were walking, looking at things, discussing things. I called him, he comes, he didn't go to the gate, he just jumped over the fence. Man, ouch. We had looked at the aerator for the pond. He goes down the hill. I'm not going down, man. He gets it, he pulls it out, he looks at it. First thing he does is pop out his utility. I say, put it down. He looks at me like, what the? I said, put it down. We jump back over the fence. We're at the cusp of the Shabbat. He moved meandering. He moved like a sloth. He jumped the fence though. Put it down. Nothing important about that. We do what Yah commands us. Others work. I will not do us like that. That's just a fact. We're faithful shall abide in him. We that are faithful in love. For the free unmerited pardon, you have not done anything to earn the pardon of Yah.
Hallelujah. True.
You have not done anything that you are so righteous you should be pardoned.
Hallelujah.
It is the Dam of YHWH that
Hallelujah.
he gives us an identity of Yah. Y'all don't clap for me. I don't want to hear it. Clap for the brothers. Like that better. You hear me? He said the free unmerited pardon. And I know you're not clapping for me. I don't. Just listen. And not only that, but the love, the ahava, and kindness. His love, his kindness is to no one but his devotion. You see that? Why do you think he gave you a law to govern you, to make you rich, to make us plentiful, to make us care, that the world would marvel at us? And the world doesn't even look at us because we're no damn difference than the world. We make statements not because how much we talk and what we think we is, but the way you dress. And everyone thinks that he or she makes a statement. Bogus, it's a flat-out lie. This is what he grants his people. This is what Torah teaches us. It teaches us that he does that. You've done nothing to deserve his love. You have not operated a way to deserve his pardon, but he still pardons you. When you don't even know how to pray and ask.
Hallelujah.
You tell me you don't love him, and you don't love me the way he loves me? You're an evil beast. And out of the gutters of your vile belly flows nothing but damnation. He goes on to say, not only does he does this for his collusion, but it says he watches, and he uses this word, he darash, he cares. He investigates our lives. What is Torah? He sent forth his word to investigate you. And what he does, we sit here, guilt is hell. We all. And you that are listening, and he investigated you to show you, you know that's wrong. You know that it's not right. And you will not do a damn thing to capitulate. I'm not going to stop talking like this.
Hallelujah.
Shows you what is wrong in us. When he does that, he's doing it with kindness and great love, and shows you how ignorant, how acidine your stupidity is. So we're so damn self-righteous.
Hallelujah.
We don't even hear him. Because we think we do it right. You've done nothing right. Never. You don't even know how to love right. You don't even know how to care right. It's only that testimony of YHWH that we hold fast to the teach us and show us how to love. That we understand his love toward us. So don't tell me you know what's right. Because in that one word we fulfill all of this. To know. No parent ever spanked their child, but they hate them. When y'all put the paddle on your naked backside, you don't like that. We don't like that. I'm above any kind of correction. Kill me, y'all, if I ever think like that. I mean that. If I ever think like that, kill me. Take me out of this world. You know, you think like that. Listen to me, I'm talking to you all. You get pissed off about nothing. If I say to any ach or say this to the daughter, it's because I performed that. Because I performed it. And so if I work with him, I want him to work like me. I work with him, I don't care what it is. I give him an assignment. I want this assignment to be done like I would do it. I don't give a damn who it is. You too. It makes no difference. We're such an immature people. We don't love love. We don't love ahava. Because we don't know how to. I was never taught to love. I didn't know how to. I didn't know what it was to love a wife. And these liars, I'm not love my man, and I rebel. You don't know a damn thing. You're miserable. You don't give a damn what you say. And so God grants us that moment to develop.
Yes.
And then in the process of developing, you have fun with each other. You love each other. You have touches with each other. You have feels with each other. You gravitate, you grab each other. Dance each other. You know you can rub it out. See, y'all are silly.
Yes.
Yeah, I do that.
Yes.
I've done it. No doubt about that. And I made her dance with it.
Yeah.
You're so immature, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
We will allow us to, that impediment of you is what destroys you. If I can do that with her, I can do it with the little one. So they can laugh, that's all right, they be funny, I don't care. He cares for no one. It says that in Wisdom 3:9, for his elect. He's born here. He doesn't care for no one else. He cares for his elect. That people. It used the word his elect. Boy, here. Those that he has selected.
Yes.
It's nothing about you or me that made him select you. It was by his election.
Yes. Hallelujah.
And then if he elected us, then he gives us a roadmap how to proceed to get near him and like him. We can't be like him. That's bull.
That's right.
I want to read something for us. I want you to hear it. I'll tell you what I read from. There was one by the name of Jethro. He had a son-in-law. His name was Moses or Moshe. He was commanded by Almighty Yah to give him instruction or counsel. We don't want that. These are the words of Yitro unto son-in-law. He says to him, I want you to listen to my voice. You listen to your damn emotions and your feelings. He said, I want you, son, listen to me. Listen to my voice. I don't listen to nobody. When they tell you you must be there at 6 a.m., you're there. You listen. When they tell you that must be posted by 5, it's posted. He says to him, listen to my voice. And he says, Moshe, my son-in-law, I will give you Musa. I'll give you counsel. I'll give you correction. I'll give you judgment. I'll give you the principles of the application of Almighty God. He said, listen to me. You tell me their parents haven't said that to sons and daughters. Listen to me, boy, you're not listening. Son, just listen to me. You're talking too much. And that's what we do.
Yes.
We exalt ourselves, we exude ourselves. Just listen.
Yes.
I say this all the time, everything in life, I've learned, I've listened to people. I've learned by listening
Yes.
and hearing. He says, and y'all shall be with you if you listen to me, boy. You can listen. We don't listen to no damn one. The arrogant, the hubris, we think we're smarter. What has it granted you in all your life? You're smart.
Yeah.
You're just as broke as I am, and I'm flat out broke. I got some change over there, but it's not mine. And so I can't go out here and say I'm taking me a vacation for a week. Don't want to do it.
Yeah.
He says, listen to me, and y'all shall be with you. Be you. This is what he said. I want you, not just I want to do. He says, be you. You be you. You be you. He said, I want you to be you for the people, one like me. It says in that form, quote, in the KJV, God-like, unquote. I want you to represent me in the fullness, person, personality, and the completion that I am. That's what he told Moshe to be.
Yes.
That's what he said. He says that you may bring the causes of Yah. You may bear the burdens and the loads that are beyond the people's ability to understand. The next verse he says, and you shall zachar. You shall teach them. Not Lomad. He says, you shall zachar. You shall reprove them. You shall rebuke them. Your teachings alone, Moshe. You shall instruct them. It shall be a guidance for them. Not only you must warn them.
Yes.
That's what teaching is. That's what teaching is. You must you must warn them, and not only that, you must admonish them. You must teach them the hukah. That's statutes. What Yah has prescribed.
Yes.
Did he prescribe to love him with all?
Yes.
And the neighbors?
Yes.
Him?
Yeah.
That's what he has prescribed. And so that is what teach you affection. You may not know how to love, but if you obey what he commands, you know how to be affectionate. There are you that are more affectionate with a damn dog than you would be with one of YisraYah'ale. There are men that don't even know how to love and embrace YisraYah'ale. There are women that don't even know how to show affection and kindness. That's a cold beast. I don't give a damn if it is you. That's cold.
Yes.
You don't know how to. And I don't give a damn what any of us been through. You've been through no more than those that never met a father or mother. Somewhere in Bombay, on the streets, mother had them and left them on the corner, and someone just fed them and carried them. Never met a parent or anyone. So don't give me that bull, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
And that's just a truth, the truth. He says, you shall not, you shall teach them what Yah has prescribed. This is our task. Prescribe. You must also teach them Torah.
Yeah.
I want to teach us Torah.
Yes.
And the only way I can teach you Torah, I must live Torah.
Yeah.
I must live Torah. None of you all to confess your weaknesses and things like I do. In the sense I do with my wife. She'll tell you. I tell her how weak I am. She'll look. I tell her my faults, my sins. No, I don't practice no sin. Nowhere to practice. If I'm there studying or sitting down there, she's with me all the time. I don't practice no sin. I don't practice no defiance of Torah. You understand? So I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? She knows that. I don't hide nothing for what? I hide nothing at all. I want you to teach them out of the Torah and show them the way wherein they must halach. You must walk in a certain way. You must act a certain way. You must carry yourself a certain way. Wherever they may walk, and the work they must do is based upon two important details of employment. To love him and to love your Rabbah like you love yourself. When you lie to yourself, I'm not going to lie to me. You said to her the other day, I've been messing up. She said, yeah, you have. And that's the way you talk to me. I bust the weight all the way up at 200. I don't hide nothing. The only consolation I have is that but I love you. You're all right. No, I'm not all right. Feel my hair with that. What's love got to do with it? Nothing. And what do you got? Tell me the truth. You say you look a mess. I like that better. You look a mess, Leah. I have no problem with that. Stir up the conscience, my pure mind. And make me go back to what got me in a mess. And that's a fact. See how we respond on something like that because we don't think that way about me. Just tell me, so what? I look a mess. I don't want them puppy eyes and smiling and no, just tell me the truth, baby girl. That's right, son. Yeah, tell me the truth. Then he tells Moshe this, moreover, you shall provide. You're the one. You're the one. We don't like that. He said, you shall be the one that provide out of all the people. He said, first of all, the first criteria of the one you must provide, he must be able. He must be hayid. He must be full of life and honesty and integrity. He says, able man. That's what he said. Yes. He must be able man. He must be highly full of life and substance. They're wise. They're not jackasses and clowning and laughing all the time. Yeah. They're sober. They're serious. Their countenance, their expression is serious. Even when they laugh, you don't even know they're laughing. You must find out able men. That's the first criteria. Such as that yirah, they fear Yah. Men that fear Yah. Men that knows their own conscience, their own homes, knowing what it's predicated, what their desires predicated upon, and they do not allow anything to defy Yah's Torah. They must be men that are high yield. And we're full of our own bull. We will permit and allow all kinds of damnable things, and you know it's evil. That's not an able man. An able man is full of Yair. He's full of the life of Torah. He abides in Torah. He doesn't bullshit thing. He's real. Yes. You see why we're in the shape we're in? They must be able men. And then this is what he says. Men of truth. And they must be honest, upright. They must be men of truth. They must be truthful. They're not deceitful. They're not conceited. They must be men of truth. And there's one thing they must hate. They must hate covetousness. They must hate what they call bits. Or we think covetousness is just for money. That's poor.
Yes.
And they kind of greed and lust.
True.
People that lust for attention, they want to be seen. If you know what you look like, you sit as old folks say, girl, set yourself down.
Yeah.
Boy, sit down. Daddy, I'm holding it all. You holding nothing, boy. Sit down. Yeah, them flies are cucumber, baby. Come on, Daddy. Boy, you look silly. As a dilly bow drop. You silly, boy. Sit yourself down. Mama, you know I'm beautiful. I'm fine, girl. You look like a trashy old thing. That's the way they did it back then. Because I'm old enough to remember how they would talk. I know I'm fine. I remember this woman, my brother, he said to her, she said, John Wesley, look at me. He said, you look a mess, girl. Wesley had beautiful black hair with curls, and his eyes seemed like they were that big. Before whiskey messed him up, they were pure white. And pretty teeth, smallish of a man. But everybody knew Wesley, and they just liked him. He looks at her and says, girl, if you don't look a mess. And she had on a dress up to her knees. They didn't wear them all the way up to the butt up like that. That's when the knee thing was coming out. And he looked at her and he said, girl, if you knew how your coconut knees look and how you look, you would pull that dress down. Look at them old big old coconut knees you got. Wesley, I'm just as beautiful as they come. He said, girl, you're a mess. He was just that straight up. But he could get by with that with them. Others couldn't get by with that. But he could get by with that. Well, you couldn't convince her she was foolish. So when we see that word, when God talks about, when he talks about this word that is betzah, he's not just talking about you coveting for money, attention, you're greedy. You think you're the premier donor, you think you're the one that is special. That's not so. And above all, it's a dishonest thing. You do it by dishonesty. That's what his betzah is.
Yes.
You pretend you love me, and you know it's the Lord. You pretend you care. One thing I've always learned, I can tell how a man really, if he got a little something, my handshake. And I've said, man, don't shake my hand that way, that old sorry. I'll say that to man. No, you give me some grip, baby. Now, what wrong with that? No, you don't shake my hand. And people like that, I would not shake their hands again. You want to shake my hand, man, give me something, baby. Give me some love. That's a real deal. You just put your hand out like that. No, you got to cross that thing. It's almost like someone hugging and you know it's fake as cat's gone. You know it's not real. You know my hug. Put the heart in it.
Yeah.
You can feel that thing beating. Boom, 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 boom. That's the real hug. And that's the real hug. He said, hate and covetous. And this is what he says. I want you to soon place, P-L-A-C-E. I want you to appoint, place such over. And the words L. Over. L. To be an authority.
Yeah.
To be in charge. To mandate. I want you to place them beyond, above them. Be the rulers of an X amount, thousands and hundreds, rulers of 50s and rulers of 10. And he said, I want you to judge the people at all seasons. We don't know what judging is.
Yeah.
And the reason we don't know, that's what the Torah teaches, is because I am so corrupt. I don't want to judge because if you judge me, you're going to find out that I'm a vile creature. And we don't want to judge. So we let the wicked get by, but if you see me do something that is not of a greater destruction, you want that to be known. You see a daughter do something, you straighten them out, but then your wicked daughter, your own personal daughter, and your sons and daughters, you'll never say anything. And that's just the way it is.
Yes.
That's the way people is. That's the way he is. And that's just the truth. You compromise for that one. I will not compromise. That ain't for her, and above all, not for me. I Raham.
Yeah.
Because if I practice something like a dog like that, let me die. I should die. Kind his ears to me, waking me this morning. Let me sleep. It's one of the most preventative measures in the world. Even the president gets COVID-19. Isn't that amazing? Doctors everywhere. Got a region of Walter Reed Hospital that he can operate the world from that. Doesn't mean a damn thing. You can gain the whole world today, and you loses your nefesh, the life of the world. It doesn't mean anything. I'd rather he kill me. Just grant me that moment and say, okay, I say it. I'm gonna kill you, boy. I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
You got a coward thinking you're not gonna die. That's stupid. You prepare yourself to die. For you live to die. Don't be a damn fool. I live to die. Next time you prepare yourself, you live to die. Because as sure as you are beautiful, you're going to die. That's a fact. He said, and let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter shall they bring to you, but every small matter they shall judge. Ema come to me, she has come to me a time, I say, get out of my face with that. That's immature, it's I don't even want to do it. Don't come to me with that. And so when it's petty, don't bring that to me. It's not even worth it. That's why he grants you mothers. I don't care if you all get upset with me. He grants you all. And he gives you longevity to become an imam. That you work with the young daughters and you teach them how to love their husbands and things like that. And you ought to be wise enough to see when there are infractions there. And know that they're not doing it right. You're so full of your own bush. And that's just a fact. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
You got time for every damn thing but that. You teach them. You show them how to love a husband.
Yeah.
You can tell them all the mishaps and the failures and what things you did. You don't have a damn thing to be ashamed of. You tell them how you messed up it, how you faltered. We're so full of damn pride, we can't be honest. You tell your mistakes. You wrote the man like hell. Man, you can teach of your fault. You don't have to go into no personal things. We're such damn cowards. We don't care about nobody. And that's just a fact.
Yes.
Prideful. The Torah judge. I don't have nothing from you, money. I'll live with that little shack. I don't have to have nothing. I'm not covetous. That's just a fact. I want to see the people of YisraYah'ale grow and mature and prosper. I would be a fool if I don't want to see that. To honor each other, the men loving each other with a great care. They let nothing come between that. Nothing. Nothing. I don't care what it is. The sons, the daughters, nothing. Wives or daddies, anyone. You don't let nothing come between that brotherhood. Like Uriah didn't let his wife, as much as he loved that woman. He would have forgiven Dawid of his sins and honor him still. Let nothing. Not the pleasure of going home to her. You say, this is my melech. I love him. And I'm not going to stay back and enjoy the fragrance of wine that we try to deceive him. And my brothers are out there dying and they need help. He said, no, hell no. Sleep at the doorsteps. And the beautiful wife, she ought to be beautiful for the king to lust after. So the silhouette of that long, beautiful, nappy hair, brownish black skin. He saw that. He was overwhelmed, overtaken. beautiful daughter. And what could she say but relent?
Yes.
We don't want real talk.
Hallelujah.
We want folly and foolishness.
Yes.
You get real talk from me. That's
Hallelujah.
why many don't like me. That's all right. I love me though. He said you shall make sure the judge. Why? Because it'll be easier for yourself. And they shall bear the burdens with you. There's nothing like a man having men and brothers to bear the burden with him.
Hallelujah.
I don't care what it is.
Hallelujah.
I'm not going to let him bear all the burdens. I couldn't sit him over here for the week doing that. You know, son, baby, we're going to do this together. I'm going to rock like you. I don't care. I hurt too. But I'm not going to do him like that.
Hallelujah.
I'm not going to be lackadaisical. Be slack. I roll. I roll. You both know, but I roll. I know how to roll. And we roll. Even say, I looked over there and y'all had that fence out so fast. What? I say, Mama, we had something. They go, brah, brah. She's a sweet girl. Brah. And those old rocks and hard-headed stuff say, she's going, brah. That's how she talks. Brah. 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 She talks like that. She doesn't fuss. She say, just love me. Give me some of that, give me some of the best you got to keep me all up. I did the job. She did the job. So Mama said, you don't got that up so fast. Mama Carol, we didn't have to drive nothing with that people driving. She just go, brah, brah. That's all it takes. Brah, 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 brah. I'm not that kind. She's all right with me. That's how we got it out. Taking us 3 or 4 hours to drive them with our hair. I wasn't about to do that. We got at least 125 more to come. On the other side. It is one thing to understand. That was in Shimon. Exodus 18. Read the entire chapter to understand the continuity, the touch of what Yitro did for his son-in-law. How that he said, you have to have men that are over. You can't go to a job and say, I'm doing what I want to. It doesn't work that way. You don't go on no job, daughter, if you out there and say, no, I'm doing this. I work for myself. Well, there's instructors you get from those that you're doing things for. You got to work, you got to listen to someone else. I don't give a damn what you've done in life. You got to listen to others. And you never reject something that is better than what you thought. Remember when they were doing those trees out there, I ran my mouth and I became a coward quite quickly. I was talking to him. Yeah, I did. I was a coward. He was up on that big lift. He said, what did you say? I said, go ahead. Go ahead. No, don't worry about it. Ain't nothing. But what did you say? I'm glad you didn't hear me. Because I was stupid, immature. This man knows what he's doing. He's a master. That shows me the foolishness of my job ways. I came and told her. That's how I was so stupid. You can't tell this man. I was saying to him, this brother right here, brother, come on. I was thinking about him, and I was telling him, don't get pig-headed. Don't think you're someone special. Don't do that, I will kill you. I watched him all these years, how that, even though he was young, he grew into a bona fide man. I'm glad he has a wife and the children.
Yes, sir.
And God's granted him all young. I don't give a damn what you did, but I'm glad. I'm glad for her. That's the right man for her. No other man. 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 his failures at love.
Yes, sir.
And he's met them all for the man, for her. That's the right one for her. You're the right one.
Yes, sir.
That's it. I'm glad.
Hallelujah.
That I'm glad about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, boss.
She needed him.
Yes, sir.
He needed her.
Hallelujah.
As a fact.
Yes, sir.
As a fact.
Hallelujah.
I don't want to get emotional. I get emotional. And I don't mind.
Hallelujah.
There's something that is vital for us to understand. That was SHABBAT 18. And I want us to understand this. I've read this. I've seen this. But because I am one that believes in forensics, I searched the book. This is what Shalom, I'm speaking from that same wisdom of Shalom.
Hallelujah.
Listen to me. He talks about this one that is the Shemesh. He's the one that flows with the brightness of the revelation of Almighty Yah. Yet he has been hidden from us. And the reason why. I'm going to read 2 verses. I'll tell you what they are when I read. He says to the nation of YisraYah'ale, we must shoot back. We must return. We must go back
Yes.
to our first love. He said we must shoot. And so he says to them, therefore have we erred, have committed error. We have done wrong. There's not one of us that can say I've never done wrong. He says, therefore we have erred. We have gone astray because we didn't believe. We have walked in lies that were not the truth. He says, from the way of truth. We've gone the Baptist way, the Pentecostal, the Methodist, the Lion Science. Gone away. It was contrary to truth, nation. This is what Moshe says. Then he talks about the light of. He talks about this light. It is the ma'or, it is the brightness of knowing who is in charge and care of me. He talks about the light of Sadiq, and the light of righteousness did not shine on us. There was no light of righteousness in us.
Yes.
It did not shine on us.
Right.
And see, the light of righteousness, there's an expression. I'll show you. It is the ma'or. It is when one rejoices greatly and she can enjoy the fellowship and the kinsmanship of one another. He says, I will prove all things, all right? I don't want you to forget that part, the light of righteousness. And he said, did not shine on us. And then he talks about the S-U-N. S-U-N of righteousness is not risen upon us. He has not risen upon us. The S-U-N of righteousness. Why? Why is not the knowledge of YHWH, the revelation of Torah and truth, has not arose in our mind and risen to the zenith of that power that we should walk in, free from sin and our own corruption. No one corrupts me but me. No one makes me lie but me. No one makes me do anything that infringe upon the Torah but me. I don't care what you say, what you do, I'm guilty. We need to light the sun, the S-U-N of righteousness. He has not shone on us. And those that say that's pagan and see, worship the sun, we shachaya.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why it takes forensic investigation. That's found in the book of Wisdom, chapter 5. See, line must be upon line, shouldn't
Right.
precept.
Yes, sir.
See, if I don't find the reference of that in the writing of books I'm familiar with, it really means nothing. There's one by the name of Melchiah the prophet. He says this, but to you that fear my name, to us that fear the name of Yahweh, not the name of a beast god, not a goddess. He said, but to you that fear my name, you will know that shall the S-U-N of righteousness. See, he's going to rise.
Yes.
Shlomo say he did not rise on us. He did not come to light. He said this, he did not shine. He did not rise upon us. Melchizedek says, unto us that fear Yah, there's a certainty. You must fear the name of Yah, shall the Son of Righteousness arise. Room. He's going to feel your mind. He's going to feel the depths of who you are. Shall the Son of Righteousness rise. And then when he rises, he's going to rise with Rapha, healing. In his wings. He's going to heal us. And we allow him to arise. And the only way he's going to arise, nation, he's going to take you through the process of Torah to judge you and to rid you of all of your wicked, evil ways. And then he shall rise up. He'll heal your wickedness, your evil, your hatred, your violent contempt. He will heal you of that. He's going to rise with healing in his wings, and you shall go forth and grow up as calves in his stall. You're going to have strength. It's nothing like a little calf, is it? They run it. Mama cow doesn't do that unless there's something that's... The little calves, they get that milk. They hang tight together. Mama cows don't do that with each other. They tend to make sure they got enough nutrients in their body to feed milk. The Torah's answer to everything, nation. All we need is in this book right here. Our healing, our wealth is here. We have been hoodwinked, we have been lied to. And there is not one of us that have fallen to the surmising of the doctrines of hell.
True.
This violent thing, Jesus did not fulfill nothing that was in Torah. You don't have to keep the Shabbat. You celebrate Christmas. Some of the most damnable days you celebrate murder.
Yes.
You eat your damn chicken and turkey back Thanksgiving. Celebrate some freedom when there were Indians butchered in this land and destroying people, working their backs beaten down to a pulp, and you celebrate, or not only that, but you celebrate the 4th of July, your freedom. You're not free, fool.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Go barbecue in 100-degree weather. That's stupid. You celebrate the pagan days and the entities of hell. But girl, I know you don't celebrate, but just come. I'm still your mama. Hell no, mama. That's what I would say. I'm not coming. I'm not sitting down in the midst of this violent folly. I recall those years, son, when we'll be that this year, man. You've got folks in here now. Nobody around us, everybody going, doing their things and celebrating. I had her, that was enough. God was for real. Did I have internet then? No, I don't think I had internet. But I had ESPN. Australian football. European basketball. Stuff that nobody bought. But I did. Talladega. I used to love race car driving. I didn't like the whole watch the whole race, but I would watch it at the time just to see the strategy. That's a tough thing, son. With those last 25 laps, I'm on that. I want to see Earnhardt. Petty, I'm on that. That's the race there. I'm on that. Remember lots of you. That's why. I hit it over so well. Why? Because he was young, he was a baller. I thought I was a baller too. He ran track in school. I wasn't fast as him, but I did that too. He was a quarterback. He would throw those tight sparrows, but he didn't realize that the preacher man could lay it down too. That's why he got that from his daddy. Sports connoisseur. He didn't watch it like me though. Everything from kickboxing. See here, going to see Jerry Cooney and Mr. Larry Home. Yeah, would you see that? Yeah, I did. And all my self-righteous ways. I went to see that. He was a Larry Home. I went to see that. Come on, sneaked out. So that's what I was. I was just a sports fanatic. Watching Boston Marathon and all that. Go on ESPN and watch the London Marathon. Man, that's what I did. I watched it, and when I did that, watch McEnroe and Connor, North. There was not a year I did not watch Wimbledon, the French Open. I watched. And I watched the Greek ride of Le Monde. I did. So when they were in the gatherings, I was watching golf. The Jack Nicholsons of the world. I did. If it was sport, I watched it. They tried to play it. I don't care what sport it was. I watched it. That's why I said I created my own little kind of, not no karate jiu-jitsu, but I call it Color Boys. The Color Boys defense. You know I will put that on you. He knows that. Solarplex, I got it. That's what I did. I did. So I didn't have nobody to be around. Because I wasn't putting up, and we didn't put up with the foolishness of the young ones either.
Yes.
We did not. Was it lonely? Sure, it was only time. But we were together.
Yes.
That's all that I needed.
Yeah.
I won't go that far, right? That's all I needed.
Yeah.
I want you to understand this nation is vitally important. That the SHUN, the light, the ma'or of his sadiq, that it burns with a fervent fire, there's nothing like it. And his sadaqa, his sadiq, is his personality. It's the magnitude, it's the volume of him, it's the measure of him. And we have no sadaq or sadiqam unless it's by this way and by the commands, the Torah of Yah and judgment.
Yes.
You must be judged. Let no one bewitch you. You must be judged.
Yeah.
Mothers judge mothers without selecting their actions. I don't have to tell you what you've done wrong. Nor is the same thing, mothers. You make assessment and judgment. You don't have no damn favoritism. You do
Yeah.
because it's right.
Right.
I don't give a damn if it's your daughter, your son-in-law, your daughter-in-law. You got enough knowledge of Yah's way to know when something is wrong.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
I don't give a damn who it is.
Yeah.
You let your light so shine that you can speak with volume. Whether one is guilty or not,
Yeah.
speak to make them examine themselves. That's what the word is for, because examine ourselves all the time.
Yes.
You think that I laid this out, some kind of course that I wrote out things? No, I just talk by the Ruach of Yah. That's found in Malachi. But this is something I want you to, Malachi chapter 4. This is something I want us to understand. He talks about here, the light. I said in Wisdom 5 and 6, the light of. I want to show us something. I need to show us one thing. What is the light of? It is the ma'or. The ma'or is what brings the excitement of Yah's truth. That's what's ma'or. It makes us rejoice.
Yes.
It makes us happy.
Yes.
It makes us delightful. We can, man, come on. Hey!
Yes.
It makes us happy. It makes us rejoice.
Yes.
I don't need nobody to prep me to rejoice.
Yes.
It makes us happy because of Him. Hallelujah.
Yes.
Do it that way. I want to show you something here. When I saw that, the light up, wow, that is just those three words, to light up. I want to show us something here in New York, and I'm hearing it. I want to show us what the light of. Yeshua came in the power of this. He did not come in the power of some religious paradigm, some Christendom. It's a lie.
Right.
That's why you got these faggot preachers, and the things that they're doing is pathetic.
Yes.
It is such an abomination. And those that sit under the disguise of those lies, something is sick in their damn mind.
Yeah.
Because they're so self-righteous. They think they're doing something right. I can do nothing right on my own. Neither can you.
Yeah.
We do all things according to His instructions.
Hallelujah.
I don't give a damn how right you think he is or she is. They're wrong. I don't give a damn how you love them. You don't love them. Because Yah loves us,
Yes.
but He's honest. And He tells us the truth all the time. You can pick up this book without truth being revealed. He reminds us and He shows us. Even the old parents of the day, they would always remind them, girl, I'm so sad, but you ain't coming in here with us. You get out of my house, you can come, you can have something to eat, but you gotta go. And that was just a fact. It's just a fact.
Yes.
And then we began to develop this self-righteousness. We base upon things how nice I am. Your niceness is worth a pile of horse bush.
Yes.
You can give me 50,000 pounds of that. I'll take 10 pounds of goat's droppings and put them on the guard. That's right, Mama.
True.
Look at all that big cow we pulled out of the barn. I said, what's that? What? Compost down, you got that big. I'm going to get that and put that around the tomatoes and stuff like that. Make the tomatoes grow. Hallelujah. But what is, my son, what does Yah mean? Light up.
Yes.
Hear this. You can identify if it's the truth. Then spoke YHWH HaMashiach. He spoke unto those that declared their own righteousness. He spoke unto them, the Pushim, the Shalishah. He says to them, I am the light of. I'm the light of. I am the light of. And the light of. That's what Moshe says. You will see the light of when the sun of righteousness arise in your heart, the witness and the testimony of Him. He will restore us. He will heal us.
Yes.
He will bring us to the fullness of Yah's light. He says, I am the light, the force. I had to write this one down because this is what the force is. He says, I'm the light. It is equated with brilliancy of quality. It is the purest of all things. It is the purity and the quality, the measure of truth and its knowledge, together with spiritual purity associated with it. That's what the word force, P-H-F-O-C-E, force. That's what it means. Everything about it is pure. So Yeshua, Jesus can. Yeshua cannot give you a go-ahead on Christmas and Sunday. Yeshua cannot do anything against this. And anyone that practices anything against that, they're the enemies of God. You don't want to say that. I don't give a damn if your mom is 110 years old. And your dad is 169.
Yeah.
They're enemies of God.
Hallelujah.
They're enemies.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact. He doesn't bring everybody to the light of the truth. and you know the truth, and yet you will not tell them the truth, whether they reject it or not. That was those in the midst of Yeshua. He would speak the truth, whether they rejected it or not. It was like water off their back. He went on. You don't hide truth and deceit. And the only way we can hide it that way because we're full of our own dump.
Yeah.
We're full of it. We're full of our own shit over. And that's just a fact. And so you can speak forthright and outright because you're a coward down in your heart. You're not honest, you're a liar. Only the enemy holds the truth in unrighteousness. That's how you hold it, you dirty liar. You love your grandmother, you would tell her the truth. I love my mother. And as I learned the way of truth, I would tell her. I did. I didn't lie to her. And that was a fact. I told her the truth. I got a sister, 67 years old, in New Orleans. I don't let her talk to me. And when I talk to her, I do all the talking. You're not going to talk to me. What you got to say, I don't need to hear that. I don't care about how they're doing. I'm telling you what you need to do. And the last time she called me, she says, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Well, I'd like to see you come down here and visit me, put you to work for a day. She was a worker. She would work in her days. I will not spare her. When she came in that day dressed up, I said, you Jezebel, don't you ever. She said, your wife was a Jezebel. I said, you got that right. I like the pastor and said that. I didn't try to say, wow. She said, your wife was a hoe. She was a... I said, you got that right. I like the way you expressed it. That's positive. She was. She was. We're trying to defend something. No. That's what she was. She was a hoe. You self-righteous pigs. We're so self-righteous.
Hallelujah.
You go outside of the paradox of marriage, you're a hoe. You're a hoe monger. Self-righteous pigs.
Hallelujah.
That's what we are. You're a dirty hoe. You're a hoe.
Yes,
I don't give a damn who's the first. You're still a hoe.
Hallelujah.
yeah.
It's not so righteous we is. You young daughters, keep yourself beautiful.
Hallelujah.
Young men, you will be kept. Kill the ox. That's right. We're so self-righteous. We're just one, what you would just say, one woman's hoe. That's what you are. You don't want to call it like it is.
Yes.
I was the only one. Well, she was your hoe until you married her. Let's get it right.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
We have guidelines to that. And a parameter. And there are those that think they're righteous because, well, you were just a hoe, whether she had 50 men or one. She's still a hoe. He's a hoe monger. Whether he had one or 55. You see how we try to dress things up? Cover up wickedness.
Yes.
It makes no difference. It's a hoe.
Right.
You a hoe monger.
Yes, yeah.
She was my girl from Jump Street. I don't care. She was your whole girl from Jump Street, and you were just a whole monger from Jump Street. Let's get it real.
Yeah.
It is with it. You don't like talk like that. We don't like honest.
Hallelujah.
We'd rather someone tell us a lie and tell you all right, you're nice. You know damn well you're not nice.
Sure.
You evil. You're maniacal. You're sneaky.
Yes.
You're corrupt. You know the thing I used to do.
Hallelujah.
I don't do no more
Yeah.
since Yeshua gave me his mind.
Yeah.
You know the wickedness I perform.
Yes.
I'm so sad about it, but Yeshua cleanse, wash me up. There are people that think that they have precedent over someone else. You're a dirty liar.
Hallelujah.
They get prestige. You are a hoe, not a whore. You are a hoe, and he was a hoemonger.
Yes.
You dress it up in the way you want to. And you better not dress it up. You defy what Yah says.
Yes.
And try to promote you above him. That's evil. That's what we've done. We've been taught that all of our life.
Yes.
As a child, you taught your children that. Well, don't play with him. Don't, he's bad. No, your damn son is bad.
Yes.
Your little hard-headed dog is bad.
Yes.
That's someone else's child. They do the same thing that child does. And nobody has to promote them to do it. Nobody has to promote me. Oh, Garrett chucked the rock, I'm chunking one too. You're going to knock that glass out of that house. Nobody looking, we're going to knock them all out. Nobody made me do what I did. Nobody make you sin. Nobody makes you act the way you do with your own ignorance and your own self-righteousness. You're just a flat-out fool.
Hallelujah.
That's just the fact. Anytime we defy Yah, we're foolish and nothing but fools. We must go in the order that he commands us. And his tabarim, his Torah, his commandments guide us. Nothing else
Yes.
can be based on my feelings. Can be based on your feelings. We must do what he says. Joshua says, I'm the light. I am the light. There's no light without the witness of HaMashiach. Your Jesus is a dark demon.
That's right.
He's an effeminate looking, long-haired, hippie faggot.
Yeah.
I don't respect it. I don't even talk to people about Yah unless it's of the house of YisraYah'ale.
Yeah.
I remember an old fella eating some pork chop down here. He said, boy, I'm telling you, the Lord Jesus blessed this pork chop. What do you say about that? I tell you what, boss man, go ahead. I know you got that right. You think I'm going to tell him, well, you think I would pour out the beauty of Yah upon a swine like that? Got this one, give me one of me. Well, there's some pork, there's some good pork chop. Keep on chopping out. Look at that. That's like you, boss man, you got that under control, don't you? You think I'm going to catch this pearls before swines and try to tell them? I saw that man, never seen him again in my life. Would know him if I saw him again. So he is the light. Not only that, look what that's in Yochanan 8:12. I will move a little faster. This is what the Novi Isaiah says. Yeshaya. He says to the nation of YisraYah'ale, hearken, I want you to listen to me. This is what God says. I want you to hear what I said. Shut your mouths. He said, listen to me, my people. Out of all that, he still calls us my people. My people.
Yeah.
He said, I want you to give your eye in. I want you to give your ear. I want you to just let me have your heart. Give ear to me. Oh, my nation. Oh, my act. That's, if you can't feel that, nothing, you're without feeling. He said, give ear to me, oh, my nation. He said, there is for a Torah shall proceed from me. I've given you a Torah of life and health and strength. It comes from me. A Torah shall come from me. And I will make judgment. You can't have a Torah without judgment. And I will make judgments to rest for a light of the people. That's our light.
Yes.
And we're corrected.
Yes.
Judgment. And the Torah is the light of judgment.
Hallelujah.
That's the light of. The light of, that's the Shuel. That would rise through the light of the Torah and judgment to bring healing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hallelujah.
We don't have time for y'all. Let's get real.
Hallelujah.
I know you are teamwork. That's why I'm sitting here today.
Hallelujah.
He knows he has enough time to say, I'll give it 30 minutes this night, 10 the next day.
Hallelujah.
So I want to recharge us.
Hallelujah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I go over there, half an hour studying, get back out there, change shirts up. I go through at least 5, 6 shirts every day during the summer. Once I stop, I got to change that shirt out. It'll take me 5 minutes for them to dry. I change shirts all day long. And she would tell me, those old stinking shirts. I said, baby, nobody wears them with me. But they stink, you need to wash them. No. I watched them at the end of the week. All 5 of them. And so I hang them outside, 5 minutes, they dry. I go off and work for 30, 40 minutes, hour, got to get something, sit down there, look at a few things on the system, internet, yeah. Look at things there, look at the website and things like that. Put on me a fresh shirt. And I change them all day long. I can't wear cotton shirts. I can't handle that. I like those fisherman shirts, they dry like. When you gonna wash this long, just leave myself alone. Don't worry about it. I drop it right in the floor. Step right back in the. You got these. You wearing the same pants for. So what?
Yes.
Nobody knows they stink, but we know it. Get that close to me. They know they stink. You stink. Well, see ya. Bye. That's the way I rock.
Yes.
And that's the way I work.
Yeah.
And that's just that's just a fact.
Yes.
We still laundry detergent for that. We do it in a week and you wash them all. I wear a pair of slacks 3 or 4 days in a row. And then when they, okay, they're dirty, so what?
Yes.
The folks can never wash theirs.
Right.
And that's a fact.
True.
It is the truth. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. You must understand that out of his Torah proceeds judgment. And if there is no judgment in your heart concerning your own dysfunctional ways, something is sick in your mind. He placed a Torah among us. YHWH is the life, or he's the light. He is the SHUN of that righteousness of Torah, that it calls us to ma'or, to rejoice and be exceedingly glad.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Yeah.
I was taught wrong. I'm glad that there were things I learned from Evangelist Hartsfield that have been the catalyst from the direction that God's guided me.
Hallelujah.
His name is Lord, Lord of God. It's not Jesus. Ever forgot? Never. We keep the Shabbat. No, this is not the Shabbat. And we kept the Shabbat, began to keep it. The Shabbat began to keep us, draw us in, without me ever doing a teaching on that. You guys haven't done a teaching on the Shabbat. I never have. Never did. Never did. Never taught on what we have to do. I never have. I know what I've taught.
Yes.
I have never taught on that subject.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
So that's important to us, nation. For a Torah shall proceed from me. Yah says, this Torah come from me. You tell me if the Torah come from Yah, we disavow that. We can deal with this so haphazardly, say, I don't have to do that. He says, coming from me. And I will make my judgment, my mishpat to rest for a light. That's our light. When we're judged, it enlightens us and it guides us down the path or the way of the light. That's what it does. So there's no judgment among us that we're fools. And we don't judge each other, we're fools. Our present with each other can judge each other. Our righteous, let someone act like a fool, someone will act a fool. Oh, I've always said this to Ema, all of you, let them act like a fool. They're going to be foolish. They are. Don't act silly, let them act silly. Just don't encroach in me, all right, upon me. Hallelujah. Listen to this. That's Isaiah 51:4. This is what Baruch says to us. Baruch, first Baruch, listen. He commands us to learn where wisdom is. We must understand where wisdom comes from.
Yes.
And then where is the strength or the ooze? The ooze, the strength, the might of this working of Torah in us. What strength is. Where we know, where understanding. We must know where it comes from. It can come from nowhere but that.
True.
From the light of his mizvur.
Hallelujah.
And the guidance of his Torah that stipulates everything we must do. And then we get understanding of that. And then we shout in the ma'or of the ruach of righteousness and the ruach of judgment. All these are the 7 ruachim of Yah that the saying Yeshua talks about.
Hallelujah.
All right?
Yes.
That we may know This is important. That's why I entitled this, The Measure, the Length of Torah. What is the measure of Torah? That we may know also where's the length of days.
Yes.
We may understand that. And the length of life.
Yeah.
But what else? And where is the light of?
Yes.
Where is the light of our ayin? Where is it? And what shalom is? We must know that, nation. We must understand that.
Yeah.
We must understand the light of our ayin, our minds, and the way we operate, the way we do things. That's for every one of us.
Shabbat.
None of us escape. That's why you train the babies up and teach them the mannerism and things that are vitally important. That's why you be kind and affectionate. If I die with nothing else in my life, I want to die being kind. I want to die being affectionate. And I will know that I'm affectionate by these little ones. They will show me how affectionate I am. They will. They will come to me because I tell me, sit down. Get away from me. Sit up. Be quiet down there. Shut your mouths. You got nothing to talk about. Shut your mouths. You don't talk until you finish eating. Did we talk when we were eating when we were that age? Talk to me.
No.
You know you did. You sat at that table and you shut your mouth. Everything in life was like that. When I was in school, you didn't go to, hey, Gary, you got quiet and you ate. That's one thing on Nissan understood to give me. He said, this is how people should eat. They should be quiet. And they should eat first. He said, I've never seen it like, you go to restaurants, they're like dogs. That's how they do it. You know it's the truth.
Yes.
You go in them nasty whole houses and you're crazy. I don't care who you are.
Hallelujah.
I don't give a damn who you are. You're crazy. You're silly.
Hallelujah.
That's stupid.
Yes.
You're stupid. You're doing it, stop it. When I was hungry, then just be hungry. You're not going to die.
Yeah.
Go home and find you some chicken.
Hallelujah.
Faggots and homongers cooking for your dirty fingernails and you buying that. You are sick in your damn mind.
Yes.
You are sick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go to them places, you look at their fingernails, they're dirty. No, that's one thing. No. Now they're dirty. I keep them short and I ain't buying no dirty fingernails now. And no longs either for a man. Dirty fingernails on a woman. Nasty fingernails. You go in there, you buy some of that and some pig preparing you a sandwich, they got pork and everything in there. You buy that, you are a sick creature. I don't care what you say.
True. Hallelujah.
You fry them pork chops in the same grease. You fry that Bojangle chicken.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Look at you. You get upset with that. And you always talk about dietary law. Just go get you some beef bologna, some bread, and just eat that. Get you some crackers. You go right, get you some peanuts. You're not right, you're gonna die. You believe me, you're not gonna die. Just read that.
True.
Get the taste and the smell of that mess in you. I don't have it in me. And I don't do anything with pretense and phony. Tell you not to do it, I ain't going out there and get me a Big Mac burger. What really turned me against restaurants, even out with that Charles would open up there in Monroe. This faggot was every bit 6'9" or 10. He was tall. He was slender. He was black as tar. And he came to the table to serve us. When he did that, I said, baby, let's go. I'm not sitting in this place and a faggot is, come on, come on, nation. Don't get upset when I say this. This is the part of this destroying our health and things like that. It really is. Damn Subway and all that pork and stuff. Something's sick in your wicked mind.
Yeah.
You're lustful. And you're so poisoned in your body you don't know what to do. Yo, stop that. Stop it!
Hallelujah.
That's just flat out evil.
Hallelujah.
It's all right. I don't care if you don't like me. I'll be a flat out hypocrite telling you to do something I'm doing. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not a dirty hypocrite.
Mashiach.
There's something poisonous in you that you got to have that. You got to have your McDonald's burger. I don't want it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He gives us that. And Shaul says this, writing unto Corinthians. This is profound here. I'm not going to cover all this today, but I'll get close enough. And I may continue in this. This is what Shaul says. And that was in 1 Baruch 3:14. But this is what Shaul says in 2 Corinthians 4 and 6. He says, for Yahweh, who has commanded the light to shine out of darkness. He has. I buy that. And our dark minds, he has commanded the light of Torah to shine.
Yes.
Has shined in our levim, in our heart. For what purpose? There's a comment there, if you're there. To give the light of. We need the light of knowledge.
Yeah.
We need the light of knowledge. You I am what I was built for, the purpose of Yahweh. We need that now to give us a light of knowledge. Not only the light of knowledge, and the honor of Yah in the face of YHWH-YHWH. We must see the exactness, the excellence of Yah in the revelation, in the truth of YHWH-YHWH. If he's a liar, he's a liar. Cast him out of your mind. But in the light of the face, or in the light of the works, and all that he left us, we should see the light of Yah in that. He did not come to destroy this. He did not come to destroy the word. He is the word, and was the word that was made. He is the composition of the word, that we may see the light, the rejoicing, that he was subject to the same things we're subject to. But he overcame by the will and the purpose of Yah. That's how we overcome. I don't care what we're going through. There's nothing we cannot overcome. There's nothing. There's nothing. I don't care what the circumstances is. What they are. And that's why we must always look in the light of the face of Yahshua, that we can see the light of whom Yah is. And you're not going to see it by looking in the heavens. You're going to see it and understand that by the power of this truth, the understanding and the revelation has revealed and taught unto us. No other way. You're not going to have an epiphany and he's going to open it up to you. No, that's why he ordained those. That's why Yethro said, get able men. Men that are alive and full of strength. Men that are real. Not men that are jackasses and clowning and shot bucking around. As a young man, I never liked that. As a young man, son, I've never been a shot bucker. Never been a jackass of a clown. I was always serious. You say, you're too serious. I'd rather be too serious than to be a fool. And a clown and a jackass. It's not funny to me. And even the people I was around, the old 60s and late 50 hustlers, he said down, they always crossed their legs. I don't care what they were broke, didn't have a dime in their pocket. They would cross their legs and talk. That's the way they did it back then. And sure, there's the style, that's where I got my style from. Men of the 50s and 60s. I'm not talking about the latter 60s. They're silly. About those men that were in the early. Those were the men that I was around. Men talk social issues and things of that matter. We talked the social issues. We knew of the Stokely Carmichaels and the Huey P. Newton, the Angela Davis. Knew of them. We talked. The Farrakhan's and all of them. We read their stuff. We listened to reports on them. And that's how we talk. We talk like that. We talked about the history of Frederick Douglass and those men. Yeah, we did. We didn't sit around just clowning and talking. And we clowned at times, sure, but we were always, I can say that with all honesty, we were always, she can even say when I would come to her brother's house, we didn't sit around and clown. That's a fact. You didn't hear us up there laughing and clowning. We did everything as a young man. We raced and played football and basketball. But as far as us sitting down just clowning, you didn't hear us like that. You go down, you didn't come to the basketball court in your own village. You were barred from it in the sense that you knew it was nothing but boys down there and the whorish gals. I mean, the raw ones. And we balled. We played ball. And she didn't come out in the field where I would play golf and hit the golf ball. And she didn't come out there and do that. She was at home taking care of her mother's children. Do we laugh? Should we laugh? It wasn't about that clownish, those clownish things. We weren't like that. I'm just being honest. They make us better. Music back then in those days, it wasn't like this mess they call music today.
True.
The Sam Cookes of the world. It wasn't like that. They didn't sing like that. The Otis Reddings. I can't just, they didn't talk about things like that. They talked about social things. High Yellow Gal, Curtis Mayfield. You're just a residue that has come to the top of what we is. That's how they talk. That's just a fact. That's how they talk. The ones that I was around in my social activities, we debated and we talked on social things. And most of us high school drop out. We talked about academia, but a lot of the young men that I grew up with, they went on to college. All of them, except a dummy like me. The Stanley Walker scholarship, Tommy Lee Johnson, the scholarship, they got scholarship because they were very excellent. Jimmy Ferguson was the baddest thing that could walk on land. They got scholarships. The Eric Harris, they got scholarships. Basketball, football, and there was no overdriving force for them. You must understand, son, Walter Scott was the first black player to play on the University of North Carolina basketball team. They didn't let black people in those days come to those universities. That's why we got what they call the historical black colleges and universities, HBCU. That's where they went. And then when the white coaches saw the attitude, all those players drafted then, like for the NBA, they come out of Walt Frazier, come on. What's the say? Let me come on. Walt Frazier was a man. Earl the Pearl Monroe, he knows what I'm talking about. They come out of black colleges. And then they got the David Thompson and all that. See, he knows exactly. I know what I'm talking about. The David Thompson and all of them. They start coming out of the white universities. They didn't come out of the black university. They didn't come out of the white university before then. And the white boys saw they could make millions. Like, come on, coaches make 10, 12, $20 million. Yeah. And they give those young black boys nothing. One of the most prolific black ball players in America today signed with Howard University. You think those white boys not going to pick him up because he played there? They create millions of dollars. Those football teams, just like I know I'm off subject, but I'll get right back. Just like the commission for the NBA, for the NFL. He says this. He said, without black ball players, we have no NFL. I heard old white boys say, damn, I don't want to see no white boys play no basketball. I want to see black men, man, they shoot, they dunk, they fight, but I don't want to see nobody just shooting three-point shots. Nobody like them, and that's just a fact.
Yes.
The athletic prowess and things, not because they're not intelligent, because they are.
Right.
And that's just a fact. I was reading, I believe, listening the other day that in Los Angeles, in those states like that, the police stops no white men or white women. If a Mexican or a Puerto Rican or black person is sitting somewhere, they stop them, they want to ID. 90% of the cases. Why don't you people of my youth come out of all this bull and quit being deaf? You've learned a style that is so evil and corrupt.
Yes.
And learn how to love each other and care for each other. That's what you need to do. You create your own wealth, your own cities, your own industry. If If I was a younger man, I'd believe me. I didn't have the knowledge and understanding at 35 as I do now. Why don't you create your own cities? You can buy cities up in America. I know I'm off a little bit, but I'll get back. You can buy cities all over America. Just like that group down there in Georgia. I don't know if you all heard it or saw it. They bought 97 acres. And they were doing the book. And come on, baby. I say, help, what stupidity. The wrong thing to do. And the white people already crying, we don't want them here. Shut your damn mouth, just be quiet. When I came here, nobody knew I was here. The old black man up there walking on the land, whatever, I said, sir, we own this land now. We're going to be here with how you doing. He said, I just didn't know there was no fence around here. I just wanted to see. And so already that group down there in Georgia, they're already getting hell. I came in here quiet as a stump mama. I didn't see anything, didn't understand the laws. But I knew one thing, that I had the ability to present myself to any man. I didn't care if he was Dr. Graham was a PhD in physics, but I didn't try to overrule him, but I knew who I was. And y'all gave us favor, everyone. The land, the zoning, preacher, we like you. And I was no clown. The first clown came here to want to tell a joke. With that fool that was here, can I tell this joke? I said, we don't tell jokes. And I looked at him like that, so I said, we don't tell jokes. I was strong then, man, in the weight room every day, the gym, and shower. I said, we don't tell jokes. He looked at that other fool. He said, ain't no answer. I said, I want to tell you something. We don't tell jokes. You tell no damn joke. He got scared too. It's over. He got scared. Yeah, he was scared. He had better be scared. I said, we don't tell jokes here. I never forget the black tax assessor. He was a big, tall man. I don't know if y'all were young. He was taller than me, black. Him and this Caucasian. And they came out. I never forget what he said. He said, preacher. He said, I don't want to have to come down here. He said, I tell you what to do. He said, what you do, this what you do. He said, this state allows. And it wasn't many years later, they had it where you couldn't even move an old mobile home from one area outside of one county to the other. You couldn't have done that. They had to change that law. He said, preacher, do this. He said, tell them it's all farmland. You can put back then 4 homes on 1 acre. Tell them you're going to live off 3 acres, and we won't have to come back this. I don't want to, preacher. And when that Caucasian and the young black engineer, young man, he came, the white man was the supervising engineer. He says to him, he said, preacher, how much you make a year? I said, not 1 brown penny. He said, how much are people going to make work in the dining hall? I said, if I don't make a brown penny, what you think they're going to make? I said it just like that. He said, preacher, we know. They couldn't pay you much no way. They can't pay me nothing. He said to the young black man, I can't recall his name. He said, can we help Pastor Roberts? He said, yeah, because they wanted to put the shower house over the where our Shibley's house is now. That was only land and permit. And the volume that we could. I said, no, I can't have you put it there. We need that for the dining hall, so people. So he said, let's help him out. They went around every law. Because back then, they were decent human beings. Today, those young boys, they got down that college degrees. They go by every stipulation of the law. And I'll never forget that same Caucasian man. He said, preacher, I tell you what I'm going to do for you. I didn't know anything about the zoning of this. They have never been back. One other time. I will tell that I will finish up. He said, I'll tell you what, preacher, let me do this for you. He said, I'm going to zone all this land over God as a church ground. No laws. They cannot come and inspect your kitchen. They can't come and inspect them. He said, would that work for you if I do it? I said, yes, sir, come. My ignorance, I didn't have no pride. They're trying to question him to exact some information as though I knew I didn't know. And I love my ignorance being known. The full of arrogance that we know. He said, I'm going to do it as a church campground. You will never have to worry about us again, and they have never. The only time. When we were tearing down those old places, and I had the tax assessor to come out. She was a Caucasian woman. The place didn't look nothing like this. I'll never forget her. She says to me, do you have the numbers of those mobile homes? I said, no, ma'am, I don't. I said, you can ride down to that. She looked, because we talked for a while. Yeah, I use that expression. I'm a Vietnam era veteran. Two brothers in Nam. Yeah, it works for me too. You'd be surprised. It works all the time. Even back then it worked. She said, I don't want to go back there. These are her words. She said, I'm not going to do it. I said, go ahead, please. She said, no, sir. I'm not going to do it. I trust what you're doing here. And we're going to leave this alone. That's how Yah gives you favor with people. She said, we're not going to mess with you. I said, well, go up there and inspect that house next to the Zachim with me. She said, I'll just go up there and look at it. That's it. And that's all she did. She wanted me to look at it. I've seen nobody else in almost 25 years to come out here. I mean, we've had no problem. And everybody, when that little hole, like a magnet, came and raised that hell that day, that little filthy slut, I'll never forget what she said. She said, they know you down there at the sheriff's department. How would they know me? I said, hold up. How can you say they know me? She said, because when I was in jail, they asked me, where were you raised? And I told them here, and they looked at me and said, you were raised down there, you? Down there with that preacher? This is what you turned out to be? She didn't realize she was testifying and telling us. And they've never given me hell. Never. Because I wasn't loud. I was ignorant. I opened up every account with every little store here. Every one of them. From Steve's and Pavement, from Cedar Lane, everybody knew me. They knew us. We were going and order hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. 3 days later, go pay them out. A week later. We didn't have the money. We owed no man nothing. Yeah. They go down there and do all that dancing and they doing that shut bucketed. They're going to catch hell. They're going to catch hell. We have never caught hell from nobody, but fools come to it time with those school children. We have not caught any hell. Yeah. And we're known in this county. Yeah. We're known when there was someone who wanted to do the same thing. They say, go down there and see that preacher. He's already got it done down there. That's what they told them. You can buy cities in America, but these foolish people are not going to, because they don't give a damn about each other. They don't care for each other. And they certainly, as hell is real, they don't love each other. And that's what our problem is. We don't give a damn about each other. And that's a fact.
Hallelujah.
I want to close with this one last reading. You don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. Don't tell them nothing. He gave us favor in every degree. That state senator, that he was a millionaire. He was 33 years old. He was a millionaire. We bought that land across the road from them. He gave me an offering of $3,000+. I said, I'm going to deposit the check, and I'm going to pay you $3,000 on this land across the creek. Took us 2 years plus to pay him out. We never made a payment. And he said to me, preacher, he was a Southern Baptist preacher, we will never take this land from you. You get it paid for, you miss payments. And that's the kind of system. He was the white boy that said to all the deputy sheriffs down there, he wanted me to travel with him. I wasn't going to travel with Kennedy. I liked it. Still do today. And the way they did that, man, he's done nothing no different than the damn Baptist preachers. Nothing. They ran that man out of this place. And they're all dirty dogs. Dirty bastards. I saw him down there at the courthouse side. Listen. All these white deputies, they're all of them. I'm there with him. We're walking. And they all knew Senator Taft. And there was this tall, big black guy. He was tall as I came black too. He was about 6 foot, 6, 7, 8. He was a tall black man. Built too. He looks at all of them and they're all there laughing and clowning. He said, boys, I want to tell you something. He said, you see him right here? He's talking about the big black man. He said, that's your next sheriff there. And we left the courthouse. He said, we need a black sheriff here. He said, we got a judge, that judge down there in Payson. He said, he doesn't even have a high school diploma. You tell me a black man is going to be a judge without a high school diploma? This is how, when you're honest with people, they'll be honest with you. He saw no pretense with me. Because I would get right in his face, and when we would talk about things out of the book, I would shut him out. He didn't try to fight me, because he knew he couldn't win with me. And that's just a fact. That's just a fact. He said, we got a judge in Payson. That little short judge, the little goofy looking fella, he said he doesn't have high school diploma. He said, that's right. He said, I put a bill in the Senate that can never happen again. It's the budget system. And when I got elected, I did not go to the church that I'm a pastor at. I went among those black people because they put me in power. When Mr. Leroy needed some help, I said, I'm not vote for my man. I'm not voting for Ted Beck. I say, call him. He'll take care of me. I saw Mr. Leroy a month or so later. He said, I want to tell you one thing, man. Ted is the real deal. I needed help, and he took care of that personally. He did that. I just hate the fact that these dirty bastards ran. One day I'll find him. I like the man. He took me to a piece of property up here. Houses and everything. He said, I want to do it for you. He didn't know me. He said, I want to give it to you. That's what he did, son. He said, do what you want to. Half of the money you keep and give me half. He said, I just want to help you, preacher. That's what he did. And they did the man wrong. He fell. He did nothing no different than no other man. And they ran that man out of town. One day I'll find him. And they go to Facebook one day. I'll find him, Ted. I will. Because he was a decent man. He was a very decent man. He was an honorable man. He was honest, son. He was honest with me. We got that land here and that piece of land from Mr. Venn. He didn't hound us for nothing. And when old Jerry, he said, I wish all people were like you all. He said, how long you want to finance this land? I said, 3 years. I knew what the payment's going to be. We paid it out in 2 years. Less than 2, right in 2 years. He said, I wish they all were like you. He said, I didn't take the money and spend them on me or you, baby girl. Let me close with this. I want to close with one thing. Here, I want to read this, and I may pick up from this next time. Not may, I've got enough to do that. Tehillim, Psalms 25:4. I just want to read this. This is what Dawid says to Almighty Yah. He says, Yah, show me your ways. Not your ways. Yah, show me your ways. This is what he asks Yah. To show me your ways, O Yah. And then he says, teach me. I want you to lachach, or lomad. I want you to teach me your path, your oreich. Teach me how to go down this way. Teach me. There's a way, but I see tributaries and other little roads. Teach me your paths. That's what he cried. And then he said, lead me in only one thing, your truth. Lead me in this. This is what he's going to lead us in, the truth. His commandments. His Torah. He said, lead me in your truth. And in leading me, teach me. Show me what I need to do, God. That's what he will show. He needs to show us. He needs to raise up men that are able among us. Men that are lively and honest and truthful. Not liars, not pretenders. Not covetous and covering wickedness. He says to him, lead me in your truth, teach me, for you are the sovereign master of my deliverance. I can't be delivered without you. Oh, you, only you do I wait all the days. I don't wait on nothing else, but on you all the days. And then that's what he tells you here. He says the Yakaz, he says the Yazakha. Zakha. Remember, oh Yah. I want you to remember. And there are things that Yah remember that will show us. He says, remember, oh Yahweh, your tender kindness.
Yes.
He has been kind to us.
Hallelujah.
Your tender kindness.
Yeah.
Your love kindness. For they have been before the earth was created.
Yes, sir.
They have been forever. Oh, his love kindness.
Yeah.
There is an elect of people that he wants to lead us and guide us down the path of his servant. We must have men that are full of life and high, men of strength, and men that are lively. We must have those kinds of men to teach us. And I want to say this to us all, nation. We can't get so immature because you're corrected and someone shows you something. And that's just a fact. You can't show me, I love all of you, you can't show me how to teach this.
Hallelujah.
You can't show me, he showed me how to build a house and all that, but he can't show me how to teach this. He can't show me how to manage scripture. He can't do that. I love him. I love all you brothers, but you can't show me that. You can teach me electrical, you can teach me piano. There are plenty of things, but that you can't teach me either. So you both know that's why Yethro said to Moshe, you must be unto them as one that loves Yah like no one else. You got to be different, and I want to be different, but I want to be the same. Because we have the same course that we must all traverse in order to make it end.
Hallelujah.
We need each other. I need YisraYah'ale.
Hallelujah.
I need YisraYah'ale. I don't ever want to say I don't need nobody. I've never said that. Never. I don't care what kinds of pains that I was taking through here. It did not make me. You know that, son, you were young, but it didn't make me go and try to blister everyone. I was forgotten about them. Forgotten about me. I don't care. One came in here the other day, and the person was driving hectic speeds. So my Ima, I was across the road, we were doing things, working. I wasn't here. And she knows along because I see everybody come. When I'm in there, I see when people come in. She goes out to the car. And she said, when I get there, this woman was hiding her face. And I walked and I looked at her like, who? And she called her by her name. Carrying the mail. That's what I told, don't come in here again. And she doesn't come. They want to be nosy, see what's what. But this one, she had just started the job. She come in here fine. I said, how did she respond to you? She said, I told her, don't you ever. She was very, yes, I won't do it. I was just in a hurry. I said, how did she drive going out? She said, she didn't speed. She went out, she didn't speed or nothing like that. She did it right. But she said, when I saw who she was, I called her by name. Is that you? Yes, ma'am. Why would she hide from her? You bold and you bring to you a woman that's crippled and walking. Why would you hide from her? Because in all of her wicked ways, she knew her integrity. She knew her realness. And all she did was to try to help that fool. And she was stupid and immature. I said, baby, the Social Security, that oldest one she got, that's gone. And the Social Security is going to rush. You better start working now. You just got to work. And that's just a fact. She's got to. I said, did she try to get smart with you? She said, no, sir, she didn't. She didn't try to say anything. I said, she just wanted to see because she's heard. They've heard. She just wanted to see. You see, if Eva had done something wrong to her, she would have used that, but she would remember that. That's how people are. She's done nothing wrong to no one. They have lied on her. All the people that have lied on her. You all were young. You remember your mamas and aunties going home and talking all that crazy talk, destroying them. You remember that? Look at them. See, I know what I'm saying. That didn't change even because they were jealous. When she would take your young daughters and how honest y'all were with her and work with you all, who else? They were just jealous because they couldn't do it. They didn't want to do it. And they would be flat out jealous. That one that I saw smoking a blunt up one bay, she about half naked. She left here when the Air Force became the woman could have been making $150,000 even minimum. But she's a smart gal. She hated school and all that. And all of a sudden she began to enjoy school. She was excellent. She went to the Air Force. And I saw her even when she came down here with her crazy sister reason in head. She said, you and Eva Raphael was always nice to us. As a matter of fact, the old big bull that one said she was the only one nice to us. They're the ones that think they were nice. That's what she said. They still call her Sister Jean. They don't like me, but that's all right. But the oldest one said, Rhea, you were always. You never did us wrong. You always cared for us, and I did. Grown man out there playing hopscotch with them. None of them beat me. They couldn't beat me in no Dawid and anything like that because I was born a father and shake. I was fed. They couldn't beat me. And almost every day we would go, that's right. I see you back there smiling. You couldn't beat me in that. None of you all, you do the Dawid preaching man did it and Dawid didn't do it all. There's no other brother did that but me. None of them. Never approach any of them wrong. They never went in my house. We would sit there on my porch and they will always say, when I get married, I want a husband like you. So you will get a real man. And so my job is to teach young men to be the fullness of what God expected them. Above all, to love your wife and wife, to reverence him. I don't care. I know you'll be crazy. And get married like me, and we get married, but you still reverence him.
Hallelujah.
And in that reverencing, he will learn to love you. Believe me. His mandate is to show you a great love that honors you. He's not going to do you wrong. He's not going to do you wrong. That's a fact. That's just a fact. Hallelujah. We're going to press on. There's a few of us, but we're going on. Nobody going to impede me. Nothing. How much money you got? None of your business, bro. Sin again. You want to know what I got? You want to know that if you send $1,000, that I'll use it right. Send 10,000, I'll use it right. 50, I'll use it right. I know how to manage y'all's affairs here. From that which is spiritual, even to financial. I know how to manage everything. And I do it with a great diligence, great honesty. Oh, you say you're honest? No, he's honest. And because great is he that is in me, I deal with us with honesty. That's how I deal. He's a young man back there. I don't want to discourage you. You think I deal with you with honesty and honor, young man? Nobody like that. You think I do? I know it. I deal with him different than him. Well, at times because he got I deal with him no different than with him. I deal with you the same way I deal with your daddy. Why? Because I wanted him to be strong. He got a big uncle here. He got his father. He got an aunt here. He got a mother here. Your mother knew that you would be an excellent hands down here. She knew he was, but she knew the care of these daughters. And they cared for you, son. And they loved you. Now, one of them ever spanked him or nothing like that? You spanked him? Oh, that's, you know, in my days, just like Mo Roberts, I knew her as aunts. She was my aunt. Because that's what it was always, I don't know how many who had him to tie hands up, all right? She came and told me. But always, we always call, like my Uncle George, he was married to Mo Roberts, so we call her Aunts. And that's the way it always been with her. In the history of the people, we always call, if my mother's brothers, their wives, we always call them Aunts. Aunt Willala, Aunt Panola, that's the way it was. So that's Aunt Takia. Boy, you shouldn't have came. She knew that there was a covering here for him. She had had innocent of a doubt. Don't I? I'll never forget that day he sat down with me. I'll never forget how he put his hat on. And he put it on and it was up this way. And I'm like, I don't know, boy, you look bonehead. I may have to crush you. And he got up and he had a toothpick in his mouth and it was that way. He had it down between his, that's how he walked out. That's how he walked out. Toothpick in his mouth and his hat cocked to the side with his brim and he walked out like he owned the whoa. That's how he walked out. Like he had money. And I knew he was getting older when he slid away from the table. He sat on that corner right there every day. That's where he came. Did you ever spank him? You didn't spank him. None of us spank him? Did she ever spank you? See, I know she's spanking. Up here, I'm glad she did. It did hurt you. And so she knew that there would be care covering for you. She knew that. There's no way in hell she would put you in a position. I don't care. All of her agony and pain, and we all go through that. So don't forget that. I was saying to my mother, I said, well, she was never taught how to love the husband. She had 6 of us. 6 different men. She knew what love was. She didn't know what to teach her the fidelity and the beauty of love and care. Nobody taught her that. And so her worth, and there are women that have been raised in an environment, they don't know affection. So the son always have affection. The wife be affectionate, affectionate, man. Grab and love her.
Yeah.
Tender-hearted, man. And nothing that she can say that will hurt you.
Yeah.
Nothing, so. I didn't have nobody teach me how to love a wife. I knew one thing in life. I didn't want to treat my wife like my brothers did their wives. I didn't want to do that. I knew that. I wasn't going to be that man. And I never was. You told her that, I said, I've never done it. Have we fussed? Yeah. We cried together. We made up and had fun. But I've never treated her wrong. Never done her wrong. Never beat her up. I was too ashamed of that. And I had no example. None. So I want to be the prima donna. Teach you how to love your wife. I want you to have that young daughter. I'm not going to marry her. I'll probably sit back and cry. I know I will. I know that. I know I sit back and cry. With the daughters too. I'm not going to marry them. But I know I will cry. Let us stand to our feet.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Turn toward YHWH-YHWH. In all things we do about the greatness of your riches and blessings. In YHWH, bless your nation, your people scattered abroad in every place. Touch them and strengthen YisraYah'ale. You are here, you elect your people. We pray for your nation that you feed them and supply all the needs. We need you, above all. Bless and help us all that we traverse these plains of life. Heal us. The Yeshua of Sadiq, you have arisen with healings in your way. So heal us all of our detrimental ways and the things we do. Heal every one of us and those that are listening. And those that do not understand, help them to understand.
Yes.
Do Barak in Yeshua's name, bless Yeshua and the community of YisraYah'ale scattered abroad is our prayer. In Yeshua's mighty name. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Just take a look at
Be